Let's examine two text cleansing functions in Power Query, the clean function and the trim function. Now, if you're already familiar with the clean and the trim function, you might want to still watch this video because I'm going to show you some really cool uses for it for performing both cleaning and trimming over the entire table, regardless of the number of columns or regardless of those column names. Now, in case you're not familiar with the trim and the clean function, take a look at this data set. It is a comma delimited text file, but there appears to be spaces between the data and the commas. Usually those spaces are not there. Plus, there appear to be carriage returns between the last name and the first name, and any purchaser names that have spaces. So how can we remove these extraneous spaces and these undesirable carriage returns? First, let's make sure we understand the purpose of each of these functions. The Power Query clean function removes all the control characters from text. Now, control characters are typically characters that the user doesn't see, but they're used to make sure that text is placed in the right places on the screen or on paper. These can include characters like a vertical tab, a line feed, a form feed, or a carriage return. In ASCII, each of these control characters corresponds to a numeric value in the ASCII table. So the clean function will extract all of these characters and discard them from the text. The trim function, on the other hand, removes all leading and trailing spaces from text. So this will render text that has leading and trailing spaces like this into this. So let's look at how most people would utilize the trim and clean function to fix this file, but then I'll show you the pitfalls of that technique and show you a better, more dynamic way of solving the problem. Feel free to download this sample file from the link in the video description so you can follow along. So here we are in Excel with a blank workbook. Let's go up to Data, and then From Text or CSV. Here's our text file. We'll go ahead and click it and hit Import. The preview looks sort of good, but let's bring it into Power Query. So it's here we can really see the issues. Now let's see how most people would solve this problem. We want to select everything from the sales rep column all the way to the purchaser column. And since these columns have been data typed as text, we can right-click and go to Transform, and we can use something like a trim function. Now while we're at it with these columns selected, we'll right-click, transform, and execute a clean function. So we've removed the extraneous leading and trailing spaces, and we've removed all of the control characters. Now there's nothing wrong with that method, but let's look at the underlying M code. If we expand our formula bar, I'll zoom in on this. In the data typing step, every column that was data typed is hard-coded, which means if you were to remove some of these columns, the query would fail, and if you were to add columns, the query would not get those columns data typed. So that's going to be an issue we'll have to resolve. Next, we go to the trim function, and also notice that each of those columns is explicitly defined to have a trim function exercised against it. If one of these columns is removed from the data source, the query fails. If another text column is added to the table, that column will not be trimmed. Likewise for the clean function, each of those columns were explicitly declared, so adding or removing anything has the potential to break the query. Well, let's see if we can make this a little bit better. Let's go back to the change type step. I want to use a trick that I showcased a few videos back. And if you haven't seen that video, there's a link in the video description, or you can click on the card in the upper right if it's there. The trick is to utilize a default data type for all undeclared columns. So since the first column is a date data type, and the last two columns are integer 64, or whole number data types, everything from sales rep to purchaser is text. So what we could do is we could take everything that's declared as text and remove that from the M code, and then explicitly declare the date data type, the cost data type, and the sales data type. But after those declarations, we can add a comma and then type in text.from. Now, if we're going to use text.from as a way to data type, we have to use that same style of data typing for all of the data type declarations. So we'll take this and replace it with a date.from. The integer 64 type will be a number.from. And then the same thing for this integer 64 type, number.from. The transform column types function will not work with these particular data typing declarations, so we just have to remove the word type. So instead of transform column types, it's just transform columns. We'll hit check, and we get the same effect that we had last time, except now the advantage is we can add or remove text-based columns, and they'll still be data typed. Now to make sure everything is still working, if I go to the trim text function, this appears to still be working, and if I go to the clean text function, that appears to be working as well. Well, I don't like the fact that I've still hard-coded the date, the cost, and the sales columns, because if I lose one of those columns, the query fails, And if I add another column of dates, those won't get data typed as dates. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take all of the data typing that was declared within the initial set of curly braces and delete them. With an empty set of curly braces, you're basically saying, I don't want to data type anything explicitly. Everything will be implicitly data typed as text. So no matter what you have, no matter how many columns, what they're called, just data type them as text. We'll hit check, and now everything is data typed as text. I like to include this step that sort of sets a universal text data type across all of the data prior to the trimming and cleaning. And the reason being is, in the next optimization, if you have number or date-based columns, those columns will turn into errors when you use the optimization that I'm going to show you. So I like to make sure that everything is set as text prior to the next steps, and we'll do our data typing after that. Now, in all fairness, the step prior to this, the promoted headers step, at this point, everything was already set to a text data type, and the change type step really didn't give me anything extra. Now, if you can guarantee that all of the columns coming in will come in as text, then you don't need the change type step. But I like to execute it sort of as an insurance policy. But just to show you that you really don't need it in this example, we could delete the change type step, and everything's still the same. So let's look at optimizing the trimming and the cleaning steps. If I go to trim text, we said earlier that the issue here is that all of the columns that I'm going to trim have been hard-coded. Same thing for the cleaning step. Well, here's how we can tell it to trim or clean all columns in the table, regardless of how many columns and what those columns are named. Let's go back to trim text. Each trim declaration is contained within a set of curly braces, and all of the declarations are contained within another set of curly braces. So leaving the outermost curly braces alone, let's delete everything within them. So now, like before with the setting of the data types, we're basically saying, I'm not declaring anything in a hard-coded way. I'm going to add a comma and then a default transformation. This will be the transformation that is applied to all of the columns. And in this case, I'm going to use a text function called trim. So run a trim on every single column. Not only is this M code shorter, but it's more robust in terms of being able to account for added or removed columns. Let's do the same thing for the clean function. Here, each column being clean is expressly declared and contained within a set of curly braces, and all declarations are contained within another global set of curly braces. So let's delete everything within the global curly braces, and then after that, add a comma, and our default transformation will be a text.clean function. We'll hit check. Every single column has been cleaned. Now it's time to set our data types. Since everything is already text, I'm going to just set the data type for the date column as date, and I'll scroll over and set my cost and sales column as currency. I won't worry about any additional columns because they'll just come in as text. So the final point to all of this is in the M code. Let's look at the M code differences. If we do it the traditional way, our M code is going to end up looking something like this. But with just a few minor tweaks, we can turn this M code into this. Not only is it shorter, but it's more robust, it's more future-proof. So let me know in the comments what you think about this. And don't forget to download the practice file so you can go in and do this yourself, or just go in and look at the finished M code. Thank you for watching, and remember, at BCTI, the learning never stops.